Hi, I'm Mel,
And I'm Janelle.
and this is the Murder Mamas. Welcome.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Are we ready for another week?
We are ready for another week. We're going to be talking about Dennis Lynn Rader. You ready?
No. Also, I hate you.
Oh,
No, I don't hate you.
no.
But I hate him.
Yes, we hate him.
And
Yes. He is a disgusting fuck.
All right.
All right. Dennis Lynn Rader, one of four sons, was born on March 9th, 1945, to parents Dorothea May and William Elvin Rader.
It's almost his birthday.
Almost. Oh, yeah. Oh, happy birthday.
What?
No.
What?
I'm just kidding.
The pure sarcasm there.
That's true, yeah. Both parents worked long hours and did not spend any of their free time with their children. Rader is said to have resented his parents for the neglect. Yeah. I mean, don't we all? Jesus.
Everyone has a little bit of childhood trauma.
Right. Starting at a young age, Rader had sadistic sexual fantasies about torturing, quote, trapped and helpless children. Rader acted out sexual fetishes in voyeurism, autoerotic asphyxiation, and cross-dressing. He often spied on female neighbors while dressed in women's clothing, including women's underwear that he had stolen, and masturbated with ropes or other bindings around his arms and neck.
So a young age is like how young?
So cross-dressing and doing all those things were when he was a little bit older.
Okay.
Yeah, but the young age, like 10, he was starting to have the sexual fantasies. But he hadn't started doing the whole cross-dressing thing yet. Because he would steal women's underwear and keep that. That was like his, MO and
His jam?
his jam.
Yeah.
Yep. Years later, during his cooling off periods between murders. Years later, during his cooling off periods between murders, Rader would take pictures of himself wearing women's clothes and female masks while bound. He later admitted that he was pretending to be his victims as part of a sexual fantasy. However, Rader kept his sexual perversions well hidden, and he was widely regarded in his community as, quote, normal and polite and well-mannered. He was president of his church and a Boy Scout leader. So, it's a little freaky.
He's the Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah.
That's after him?
Yeah.
Mm.
So. He served in the United States Air Force from 1966 to 1970. Upon discharge, he moved to Park City, a suburb of Wichita, Kansas, where he worked in the meat department of a Leaker's IGA supermarket, where his mother was a bookkeeper. Where Rader married Paula Diaz on May 22nd, 1971, and they had two children, Carrie and Brian. It is said that his cooling off periods probably had something to do with the birth of his children. He was a really great dad. I mean, he was a Cub Scout leader. He cared about his kids, and most of the time he took off, like when his kids were born, he was being a actual father, doing fatherly duties.
It's like so many serial killers have that.
Yeah.
I feel like where there's just like this weird compartmentalization of like turning it off and then turning it back on, and
he could do it for long periods of time, which a lot of serial
killers, 5 years, like how long?
Years.
In between? Like
years, like a decade sometimes.
Really?
Yes. So he could turn it off completely. That's not normal for serial killers. So,
wow.
Yeah, he attended Butler County Community College in El Dorado, earning an associate degree in electronics in 1973. He then enrolled at Wichita State University and graduated in 1979 with a Bachelor of Science degree majoring in Administrative of Justice. Rader got a job at the Wichita-based Office of ADT Security Services from 1974 to 1988, where he installed security alarms as part of his job, in many cases for homeowners concerned about the BTK killings. So he actually worked for ADT during the time that he was doing his murdering.
So he's like actively killing people during this entire
He's actively killing
time.
people, walking into their house, looking at their floor plan, seeing if he wants to, have a next victim, because he's installing security systems, so he knows everybody, everything about these people's homes.
That's like such a high functioning serial killer.
Yeah.
Too. Like, it's not like the portrayal on Criminal Minds where it's like some guy in his like shack outside just being like manic. You know? Like just
no, he took his time. He prowled and then he stalked and did all that.
I really hate the prowling and the stalking.
Yeah.
I mean, the murder's awful, but like that just like skeeves me out so much. Thinking about going about your day and just being like, I'm going to drive to work and I'm going to stop at the gas station and have a donut. I don't know what people do in a day. And just someone watching you.
The whole time.
Yeah, like your every move. And we're all so distracted all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I like to think that I'm pretty aware of my surroundings.
Right.
But
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that, trying to load the kids up and all of that stuff wouldn't
That's rough.
stop me from noticing those kinds of things, which is really kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because I should notice more, right? Like, to make sure that...
I just always get in the car and lock your door right away.
Every time.
Just doesn't matter what you do.
I left the gym a while ago at night, and I always park, like, right under a streetlight. Yeah. Because I feel like that's the safest spot.
Yeah.
And as I was walking to the car, a car was driving through the parking lot of the gym super slow with its lights off. Oh. And I was like, that's really, really sketch to me. Yeah. So I, like, got in the car and immediately locked the doors and then watched them for a little bit. Yeah. And then they were, like, parked out front of, like, a little store in the same shopping center for a while. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go home and hope nothing bad happens because I'm out of here. But...
yeah. All right. In May 1991, Rader became a dog catcher and compliance officer in Park City. In this position, neighbors recalled him as being sometimes overzealous and extremely strict, as well as taking special pleasure in bullying and harassing single women.
Oh, so he just like full power tripped in this position. Yeah. Like it gave him the power that he wants, like from murdering, right? But in everyday life.
One neighbor complained that Rader had killed her dog for no reason, but then I read in another one that he just took it to the pound because he actually liked dogs. So I don't know either way, but
so he liked dogs and was a good dad.
Yeah, but would still take your dog away if like he didn't have his rabies tags or wasn't, registered. Oh my gosh. So yeah, he was a complete dick.
Well. Yeah. Not just for that.
Yeah. Quote, he was known in his community as a family man, a government worker, and a church leader by day. Rader was smart enough to blend into his community and avoid detection for the string of victim stalking and killings that fulfilled his sexual desires. And while he relished the headlines that announced his grotesque acts and taunting messages he relayed to the media, he also controlled his impulses enough to suddenly stop the killings and disappear before authorities could get too close to his trial. From the biography of BTK Killer.
So what messages was he sending to the media?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Now that we know a little bit about Dennis, we're going to talk about the murders. So I kind of just wanted to give you his background and what he did. And
just to fully let everyone know how big of a jerk he is.
Yep. Yeah.
I feel like jerk's not a mean enough word.
No, it's not.
I don't know what a mean enough word would be.
Fuckface.
I also feel like that doesn't fully do it justice, but it's better than jerk.
All right. January 15th, 1974, Rader kills 4 members of the Otero family. His thing was he latched on to Mrs. Otero and thought that she was going to be home by herself at this time.
So he had like fully stalked. So is this his first murder?
Yeah, these are his first murders.
Okay.
Yes. So he had fully saw her, prowled, done his thing, stalked, and then now he was ready to kill.
Did he have any sort of like victim profile he liked? Like,
women usually.
but like short, tall.
Oh, no, I don't think that mattered.
Round.
It was just whenever he was walking and he saw someone that just spoke to him, I guess. He just latched onto them. Yeah. And Mrs. Otero happened to be one.
Oh, poor lady.
So he thought that she was going to be the only one home. Her kids were going to be at school. The dad was going to be at work. But when he got there, he noticed that the dad was actually home because he had gotten in a car accident. So his car was at the shop. So his car wasn't in the driveway. And he was home with broken ribs, mending his broken ribs. So that kind of pissed him off because he wasn't expecting anybody to be home.
I mean,
Then the two younger kids were still at home as well. So
that is pretty annoying.
Yeah, when your plan just goes awry. Yeah. So anyway, he strangles both Joseph and Julie Otero and two of their kids. He watched the girl choke to death and masturbated while she died. He took pictures of the dead bodies and gathered up some of the little girl's underwear.
Oh, God.
This meant that their three older siblings found the parents when they got home from school. Luckily, they did not find their siblings. They thought that they weren't home because they had walked in, saw their parents, and then walked out and called the police.
Did he, like, wear a condom?
No.
So they had, like...
They have
DNA?
Yeah, DNA.
Okay.
Yep. It's there. Just...
I mean, it's the 70s.
It's just chilling. So, yeah.
I don't expect much from police in the 70s.
No.
If anything that reading about and researching for this has taught me is...
Nothing.
The 70s and earlier.
Yeah. Nah.
And even sometimes now still. But.
Yeah. April 4th, 1974, Catherine Bright returns home with her brother Kevin to find Rader waiting with a gun. He again was not expecting a man to be in the house, but Rader managed to tie them up. He strangles Catherine, then moves to the brother where he tries to strangle him, but then Catherine wakes up because he didn't actually kill her. He just
subdued her.
Yeah. And so she wakes up, so he goes back and actually strangles and kills her and ends up shooting Kevin in the head and in the face. And Kevin runs out to call the cops, so he survives but is unable to save his sister. So that was a lot.
So he survives the initial? Does he get killed later?
No, he survives.
Survives completely?
Completely. A gunshot to the head. Yes, he runs out the door, calls for
Kevin, my guy.
Yeah.
Good job saving trying to save your sister.
Trying to save his sister. Didn't, but yeah.
How mad was he that this is like his second time?
Yeah.
And he spends so much time.
Well, he's such an idiot. He does. He spends all this time researching and, stalking, and then he picks times and he doesn't expect men to be home, and they are. And, I don't know. He's just an idiot. And I guess he left some weapons behind on certain murders as well. So he had to go around, and I think he left one of his guns at a murder site. So he had to go back to retrieve it. I mean, this guy is not the brightest.
So he's sloppy.
He's sloppy. He's an idiot. Yeah. In October, Rader introduces himself to the police.
Was this the same year?
Yes.
Okay.
He gets angry when a young man confesses to killing the Ortega family with two of his friends. Quote, "Those three dudes you have in custody are just talking to get publicity. They know nothing at all. I did it by myself with no one's help. I'm sorry this happened to the society. It hard to control myself. You probably call me psychotic with sexual perversion. Hang up. Where this monster enter my brain, I will never know, but it is here to stay. How does one cure himself? If you ask for help that you have killed 4 people, they will laugh or hit panic button and call the cops. I can't stop it, so the monster goes on, and the hurt me as well as society. Society can be thankful that there are ways for people like me to relieve myself by dreams of some victim by torture of being me."
I feel like you're reading Shakespeare.
I'm sorry. It's really... he doesn't know how to write. This is why I'm quoting him, so that you can see what an idiot he is.
I honestly feel like you're reading Shakespeare. I'm so sorry. I'm like...
It's not me.
Trying to keep up, but I'm like, there's so many words missing and things wrong.
It's not me. It's him. So yeah, it's really not me. It's him. So the victim being torture and being mine. It a big complicated game, my friend of the monster. Play putting victims' number down, follow them, checking up on them, waiting in the dark, waiting. The pressure is great, and sometimes he run to the game to his liking. Maybe you can stop him. I can't. He has already chosen his next victim or victims. I don't know who they are yet. The next day after I read the paper, I will know, but it too late. Good luck hunting. Yours truly, guilty. P.S. Since sex criminals do not change their MO or by nature cannot do so, I will not change mine. The code words for me will be bind them, torture them, kill them. BTK. You see, he added again. They will be on the next victim. Unquote. Ooh, that was hard.
Oh my gosh. I need like a lot of time to process that. Is he doing it on purpose? Like the writing, or is he just not smart?
He's an idiot.
Like legit.
I think legit he's an idiot.
Okay, so it's not on purpose.
No.
He's just like illiterate.
Like that's just that's how he writes
talks and writes.
Yes. Because yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm with you.
Okay.
So now we're skipping.
So now we're going to March 17th, 1977. Rader murders a mother of 3, Shirley Vane, while her kids were locked in the bathroom. Quote, I told Miss Vane that I had a problem with sexual fantasies, that I was going to tie her up and I might have to tie up the kids, and that she would cooperate with me at that time. We went back. She was extremely nervous. Think she even smoked a cigarette. And then we went back to the back, one of the back areas of the porch. Explained to her that I had done this before, and I think she, at that point in time, I think she was sick because she had the night robe on. And I think if I remember right, she had been sick. I think she came out of the bedroom when I went in the house. So anyway, we went back to her bedroom, and I proceeded to tie up the kids, and they started crying and got real upset. So I said, oh, this is not going to work. So we moved them to the bathroom. She helped me. And then I tied the door shut. We put some toys and blankets and odds and ends in there for the kids. So he puts toys in for the kids to make them stop screaming. It's like he's got this like weird...
like paternal instinct.
Right.
Did he had kids at this point, right?
Yes.
Because it's been a few years between the last one and this one.
I think he had at least one so far.
But like, why would you, as a parent, right? Like, why would he do anything that's involving kids anyways, right? Like, he killed those first two. And now he's like traumatizing these ones.
Right.
And like, I know that he's a huge shitbag, but like...
Again, I don't think he thought that they were going to be home. Probably. I don't know. He fixated, because he fixates on these people. But, I mean, obviously the kids are going to be at home with the mom in 1974. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. So we make them as comfortable as we could. We tied one of the bathroom doors shut so they couldn't open it, and she went back and helped me shove the bed up against the other bathroom door. And then I proceeded to tie her up. She got sick, threw up, got her a glass of water. Like, oh, thanks. Comforted her a little bit, and then went ahead and tied her up and put a bag over her head and strangled her. Well, the kids were really banging on the door, hollering and screaming. And then the telephone rang, and they had talked earlier that the neighbor's going to check on them. So I cleaned everything up real quick and got out of there, left and went back to my car.
Oh my God.
Yeah. At least he left the kids
alive. Yeah.
They're going to be traumatized for the rest of their life, but they're alive.
Can you just imagine I don't want to, but, like, imagine one of your kids in that situation. Like,
Yeah.
I can't
No.
even.
No.
I don't care about me in that situation, right? Like,
Right.
I mean, I do. I'd rather not
Die.
go through that.
Right.
Obviously, I don't think anyone's, like, volunteering or signing up for that. But, like, just the trauma.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think it was saying that the boy was just banging and banging and banging on the door trying to get to his mom. Like, because he knew what was happening. So, I don't know if the younger ones did, but he did.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah. And he says, quote, part of my MO was to find and keep the victim's underwear, Rader explained in an interview. Then in my fantasy, I would relive the day or start a new fantasy, unquote. So that's...
What did his wife think he was due while he's stalking and, like, doing these murders?
Because she had no clue, and neither did his kids. Was
it like an Israel Keys type of thing where, like, there's this shed that you can never go in? Or
no,
like...
I think he had a murder bag that he would carry around with him. So it's just a little bag. So I think, that's easy to hide from your wife.
Just imagining him walk around with, like, a little fanny pack.
A little bit bigger than that.
A fanny pack with, like, a razor blade in it or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. By December of 1977, Rader became obsessed with stalking 25-year-old Nancy Fox. On December 8th, he cut her phone line and then broke into her duplex from the back door. He waited in her home for her to get back from her job at the jewelry store. Since she lived alone, he had no trouble surprising her in the kitchen at gunpoint. He told her that he had a sexual issue and that in order to get rid of the issue, he had to tie her up and rape her. After being allowed to partly disrobe herself in the bathroom, he ordered her into the bedroom. He tied her up, undressed himself. Then he started to strangle her. As he strangled her, he confessed to her who he really was and what he had done in the past. Her body was found later with some semen on the nightgown that was next to her.
I feel like when he starts confessing and, like, this is who I am and what I've done in the past, like, you know you're not getting out of that alive. Like, you probably held on to a little bit of hope through everything else, but, like, at that point,
done.
You're like, okay, like, I just am gonna realize that this is how it ends.
Yeah.
I know. So sad.
It is sad. The following day, on his way to work for the ADT alarm company, he called the local police department and said, yes, you will find a homicide at 843 South Pershing, Nancy Fox. That is correct, and then left the receiver dangling. The police rushed to the house and found Nancy's body strangled to death. So, yeah, he's getting it. January 31st, 1978, Rader writes to the Wichita Eagle, which receives an index card imprinted with a poem that begins, Shirley Locks, wilt thou be mine. Unaware of the connection to Shirley Vane and believing it to be a Valentine's Day note, the mail clerk forwarded the card to the paper's classified department, and nothing became of it.
Who's Shirley Vane?
Shirley Vane was one of the
first ones, right?
First ones that he killed.
Okay.
Yeah. February 10th, 1978, angered that his first letter was not published, Rader attempts to write another more direct message to Wichita Cake TV, K-A-K-E TV. How many people do I have? It's cake. It's cake.
Sorry. You just spelled it out for me, and I was like, that's what? Oh, cake.
Cake, yeah. How many people do I have to kill before I get my name in the paper or some national attention, he writes, before reeling off a list of suggested nicknames, including, quote, the BTK Strangler, quote, the Wichita Hangman, or, quote, the Asphyxiator. That word is just too hard to say.
The Asphyxiator sounds like a roller coaster at Six Flags. To me, like, no?
Yeah, it could be.
And also, like, what's the motive here is obviously, like, murder, whatever, but, like, he obviously wants attention for this, too. Oh, yeah. You know, like, that's a huge part of this for him.
Yes, he needs the attention. For sure. He's a huge narcissist.
Okay.
Yeah. April 28th, 1979, Rader is waiting for 63-year-old Anna Williams before giving up on waiting at her home. Later, she learns of her brush of death when Rader mailed her a letter titled, "Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear?" And I'm going to read that letter for you because
I'd really love it if you didn't, but I know you're going to anyways. Does it sound like Shakespeare again?
It does.
Or
just listen.
Is it actually something I'll be able to comprehend? No, okay.
"Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear? 'Twas the perfect plan of deviant pleasure, so bold on that spring night, my inner feeling hot with progression of the new awakening season, worn, wet with inner fear and rapture, my pleasure of entanglement, like new vines at night. Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear? Drop of fear fresh spring rain would roll down from your nakedness to scent to lofty fever that burns within. In that small world of longing, fear, rapture, and desperation, the game we play fall on devil's ears."
I'm just going to cover my ears from this point on.
You can. "Fantasy spring forth, mounts to storm fury, then winter calm at the end. Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear? Alone, now, in another time span, I lay with my sweet enraptured garments across moist, private thought. Bed of spring moist grass, clean before the sun, enslaved with control, warm wind, scenting air, sunlight sparkle, tears in eyes, so deep and clear. Alone again, I trod in my past memory of mirrors and ponder why, for number 8 was not. Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear?"
Oh, and I like that he numbered her.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Number 8.
That was awful.
No, he just doesn't, he's an idiot. Like, nothing makes sense when he writes things.
It's also, if I received that,
yeah,
I'm moving. I don't know where I'm moving to, but it is literally as far away from Wichita as possible.
Bye.
I'm out of here.
Gone. Yeah.
I'm out of here. I'm gone.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Maureen Hedge, age 53, was found on May 5th, 1985
it's almost my birthday.
At East 53rd Street North between North Webb Road and North Greenwich Road in Wichita. Rader killed her on April 27th and took her dead body to his church, Christ Lutheran Church, where he was the president of the church council. There, he photographed her body in various bondage positions. Rader had previously stored black plastic sheets and other materials at the church in preparation for the murder, and then later dumped the body in a remote ditch. He had called this plan Project Cookie. I'm not laughing because
you're laughing at me.
Yeah, I'm laughing at Janelle.
Rolling my eyes.
Yeah, he's a sick fuck.
To the church?
To the church, and then photographed her in bondage positions.
To the church?
To the church, yeah. That's pretty sad. Where he was president of the church, or the council of the church. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. September 16th, 1986, Vicki Wiggler was found by her husband dead in their bedroom with their 2-year-old next to his mom. Rader said, quote, "I finally gained on her and put her down, and I thought she was dead, but apparently she wasn't. But after she was down and not moving anymore, I rearranged her clothes a little bit and took some quick photos. I think 3 of them, if I remember. And then after that, there were a lot of commotion. She had mentioned something about her husband coming home, so I got out of there pretty quick. The dogs were raising a lot of Cain in the back. The doors and windows were all open in the house. There was a lot of noise when we were fighting, so I left pretty quickly after that. Put everything in the briefcase I had already gone through her purse and got the keys to her car and used her car for my getaway car." The husband was the prime suspect in this case for a while.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
So he used her car to get away?
He used her car to get away.
Did the 2-year-old was alive?
The 2-year-old was left unharmed and not touched. Yes.
I mean, not touched physically, not the mental trauma.
Yeah, not touched physically, yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
I was going to say something. I was going to interject. about the dogs.
Mm.
Do you think he checked if they had their rabies tag? That's so horrible.
Maybe that's why he killed her.
You have to edit that out. You have to edit that out. That is the most awful dark joke. No,
Okay.
that one's got to be edited.
Okay.
I think it's funny.
I pissed off my dogs.
It did make them mad.
Oh, okay.
But, like, awful.
Yeah.
And
awful.
used her car.
And used her car. Yeah.
Okay.
January 19th, 1991. So we're moving. I mean,
yeah, what was that last one? Like 86?
86. So now
5 years later?
Yeah. So he's taking a
Roughly.
cooling off period, you know.
Yeah.
January 19th, 1991, BTK throws a cinder block through a sliding door at the home of Grandma Dolores Davis, strangles her to death, and leaves her body by a bridge. Seemingly preoccupied by his day-to-day duties as Park City compliance officer and father of two, Rader ceases killing and BTK drops off the map. So he stops for a while.
Wow.
He stopped for 5 years, killed Dolores, and now, that was in 91, now we're jumping to 2004.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so a long time.
That's like unheard of.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know
unheard
about
of.
every serial killer to ever exist, but
No.
like that's a long
It's a long time.
time.
Yeah.
I wonder what he was doing. Like
I think he was just being a dad.
but like you can't. How can you suppress? If you can suppress it that long, you can suppress it your whole life,
Forever.
right? Like
You would think. Yeah.
So was he just like having those like I mean I know you don't know the answer. These are all hypotheticals, but
Well, I think he had a lot of the
like the memorabilia and stuff.
Yeah, that he would put on and dress up and do his thing with all that stuff on, masturbate and he used to wear a woman's mask and then put on like women's lingerie and
literally
and choke him with a rope and masturbate at the same time. There's pictures of it on the internet. You can see them. They're really gross.
So super good on that. Every time you say the word masturbate in relation to him, I just like throw open my mouth a little bit. So I'd appreciate if you never use that word again while talking about Dennis Rader. Thank you.
Okay.
That's my one request.
I think we're almost done. So
we're almost done with the masturbation.
With the masturbation. March 19th, 2004, BTK announces his return, and the Wichita Eagle receives an envelope from a, quote, Bill Thomas Kilman, BTK, containing a copy of Vicky Regler's missing driver's license, photos of her body, and BTK's distinctive signature, a chilling message that linked her unsolved murder to BTK and declared the Wichita Terror to be very much alive. So he, stole her driver's license and then mailed it into them to like say, hey, I'm back, come and get me kind of thing.
And that's just like the narcissist in him, right? Like he can't, it's almost like he wants to get caught.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's like so much smarter than them that he won't get caught, right? Yeah,
like that's what I'm thinking.
But
he's an idiot.
He's just an idiot.
He's an idiot.
I don't even want to use the word idiot. He's just so like preoccupied with like the notoriety that he thinks he'll have or like can have for it.
Yeah.
Wow. And how old was he in 2004? 1945?
Yeah.
2004. So that's what? Oh God, 60.
Sure.
59?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't do math in my head. It's never happened.
Not once.
Not one time has that ever happened.
I think we've established that we're not good at math on the show. 59. I was good at math. I did it.
Nice. Yes. All right. January 25th, 2005, acting on instructions from a postcard mailed to KAKE-TV, Cake TV, police find a cereal box on a road outside Wichita containing a graphic description of BTK's first murders and another doll fashioned in a death position. So he would take dolls and put ropes around their necks and, take off all their clothes and bind them and leave them around the city for the cops to find.
I'm rolling my eyes again.
Yeah.
No one can see it but you.
They're rolling. After poking around the store, investigators learned that one employee had found a cereal box in the bed of his pickup truck. A search of his trash produces the box and a message asking if BTK could communicate via a computer floppy disk without being traced. If so, the police are instructed to run a newspaper ad with the message, quote, "Rex, it will be okay," unquote. So this idiot asks the police if the floppy disk can be traced. Didn't bother researching on his own. He asked the police.
I mean, he's a 60-year-old man.
Yeah, but he's such an idiot. So January 28th, 2005, police signal BTK through the newspaper. After an undercover detective makes arrangements with the Wichita Eagle, the paper runs a classified ad that reads, quote, "Rex, it will be okay. Contact me, P.O. Box first for reference numbers at 67202, unquote. 6 days later, BTK confirms his receipt of the message through another postcard sent to Kate. February 16th, 2005, a computer disk breaks the case open. The computer disk arriving by mail is relayed to cyber cop Randy Stone, who uncovers BTK's message about checking an index card for more information, along with the hidden metadata that reveals the disk to have been used by a, quote, dentist at a, quote, Christ Lutheran Church and, quote, Park City Library. Within seconds, an internet search for Christ Lutheran Church reveals the name of its president, Dennis Rader. Idiot. February.
He just thinks he's so smart.
He does.
It's so funny to me that he's like, I really got one on you guys. Yeah. And he got nothing on them.
No.
He walked right into their trap and
right into it.
It's so ridiculous. It's just outlandish and ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Right into it. February 25th, 2005, heading home from his office to have lunch with his wife, Rader is pulled over by the line of police cars trailing him and is taken into custody.
Question?
Yeah.
I raised my hand. Is he still working as a compliance officer at this time?
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing.
So he's still aggressively power tripping and taking away people's dogs?
Yep. Measuring their grass height, doing all that kind of stuff.
Could you imagine him on the board of an HOA?
Oh my God. No. That would be horrible.
Excuse me, you haven't, your trash can sat outside for all 0.5 seconds longer than the trash truck came to dispose of the trash.
Right? Yeah, he would do something like that.
Here's your fine.
Here's your fine.
Doggies.
Yes. June 27, 2005, catching prosecutors off guard by pleading guilty to 10 counts of first-degree murder, Rader tells the court with explicit details on how he selected, stalked, and finally killed each of his victims. His lawyer later notes that they went with the guilty plea due to overwhelming evidence against their client and the lack of a firm legal footing on which to enter an insanity plea.
He's not insane.
No.
I mean...
Yeah. So no, he couldn't do it. August 18, 2005, Rader is sentenced to 10 consecutive life terms in prison. So he's in jail.
I mean, great.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he pled guilty and told them everything. I do find that pretty shocking.
He just talked.
But he does like to talk.
Yeah, he just talked and talked and talked.
Are there confession tapes online?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Watch?
Yeah, you can watch at trial. He just talks for 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Is it?
And tells about each of the victims.
Are you able to understand what he's saying, or is it just the gibberish?
No, he talks. You can understand him.
Have you watched them?
Yeah.
All of them?
Well,
some. Most?
Yeah.
I don't like any of that.
No.
Yeah,
he's
a
bad guy.
And does he ever say why he did it, or just I know he always says the sexual fantasies, but anything deeper than that?
I don't think so. I mean, his childhood was not a bad one that anyone can say.
Just
his parents neglected him more than he would have liked, but I mean, that doesn't turn you into a sadomasochist.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, my sources for this was a newsletter, biography, Wikipedia, Murderpedia, blog, The Grisly Story of Dennis Rader, the man no one suspected was the BTK killer, and a book, Bind, Torture, Kill by Roy Wetzel, Tim Potter, L. Kelly, and Hurst Lavana.
Do you really think no one knew?
I really don't think his wife knew.
I'm not even talking about his wife, but think about someone else in the church or like someone in the Boy Scout troop who's like, I don't know, man, this guy just gives me a weird vibe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if anyone had any weird vibes about him.
That's true.
I feel like I'm able to pick up on people's vibes.
Yeah, you would think.
And like, I don't know.
Especially if you're trusting your children with someone.
And the Boy Scouts now.
Because he's a Boy Scout leader.
Now, you have to do classes and training. And if you want to be a Boy Scout leader, you have to get a background check.
Yeah.
And like do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Chris is trying to be an assistant den leader. A co-den leader.
Oh.
But, yeah, you have to do all kinds of stuff.
Good.
I mean, it is good.
Yeah.
Like, to protect the kids. But
yeah.
I just really wonder, like, if there wasn't someone who, when he got caught, they were like, I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I'm sure there was at least one, I would think.
Oh my gosh. I hated that.
Yeah.
I hate most everything you tell me about.
Yeah. I got a lot of good ones, so.
Yeah. Good is subjective.
Yeah. So that is all for today. And you guys, I did find out something. I made our Facebook page, and you can find that at the M Mamas.
Oh, the M Mamas.
Because you're not allowed to say murder in the Facebook, on the Facebook page. You can't have a Facebook page that has the word murder in it. So our
code word is M.
Code word is at the M Mamas.
All right.
To find us on Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah. And everything else is at the Murder Mamas. Instagram, Twitter, Gmail, at the murder mamas at gmail.com. Yeah. And that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.